So, the beef is done. Our little pepper steaks right here. So leave that to the side. The reason why I did not leave it in these juices right here is because, as I said, most of the food I'm making right now is for meal prepping purposes. So these are all going to be complete meals that I'm preparing. So, I needed something to go with the picadillo beef and the pepper steak. So what I'm going to do is I needed some green vegetables. So these are the leaves of that green chard you saw me get yesterday that I prepped. I've cut it up, washed it, rinsed it, washed it, rinsed it. Now, whenever you do a leafy green, you always want to cook it in some animal fat or with something. So like when you make collard greens, and you cook with like a neck bone or a smoked turkey neck or bacon or something like that. So since this is going with beef anyway, I'm just going to use the drippings from the beef I already made to start the cooking process. So what we're going to do, take some of these sliced white onions, right into this same pan. We're going to turn on high heat with all these drippings in it and put these onions in here to start getting them to get translucent and clarify. And goodness, because the onions are part of a level of sweetness and flavor without you needing to add any sugar or anything else. We don't need to necessarily add more salt because we already have all the flavor from the beef and stuff. The only thing we're going to probably add is some more liquid. I have some beef stock in our refrigerator. So we're going to let these onions cook down a little bit. And once the onions start to get like loose and like translucent, then we'll start adding the greens. Okay. So now the onions starting to get translucent. They're sizzling. So we're going to slowly add in the greens little by little and stir them in so everything gets coated in all those juices. Take a handful like this. And as we all know, when we're using these leafy greens, you're going to put a whole bunch in. You're not going to get a whole bunch out. So that's why you add them little by little, because we obviously know it's going to reduce. And as you add them, it's not going to be a lot of space. So just add them little by little and let everything that's in here cook and get coated in all those juices and make room for the others. You can already see now, it's already starting to reduce a little bit. And yes, I'm still using my chopsticks. So now that we see some wilting, we're going to grab a little bit more. And the reason I keep stirring is I want everything to be coated. I'm not worried about anything burning. I'm going to bring the flame down just a little bit. Not worried about anything burning. I want to make sure all the flavor gets caught up in everything. I don't want anything to miss out because, again, I'm the one eating this. So make sure everything's good. So now this wilted down a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit more of these greens. And stir, stir, stir. Stir, stir, stir. Now, we take this last little bit that's left. Add this in. Get as much of it out as I can. We'll stir this a little bit just to get that last bit coated. Okay, looks like everything is coated. So now I'm going to go in my refrigerator, grab this last little bit of beef stock, and add this in. So a little bit of extra liquid for this to stew in. And I'm going to put a lid on it and reduce the flame so it simmers down. Stir a little bit, just get everything incorporated. Turn the flame down on low so it simmers. I'm going to put the lid on it, let that cook for like 10 minutes or so. Then you should have your finished product before you pack everything up for the meal prep. I want this remote work. Okay, this is all done. Turn the heat off. Your finished product should be this nice wilty vegetables. Looks just like spinach or something like that. If you were at a steakhouse, they'd probably add a little bit of cream and butter and make this a creamed something rather, but I'm just going to leave it like this. And then we're just going to start to pack this up with the pepper steak. And I made some pasta last night for some pasta salad real quick. And we're going to use that to go with the pepper steak. So, got pasta, pepper steak, and wilted greens. That's going to be the next dish.